Hi, my name is Carson Ullmer, and today I will be presenting my personal symbol speech. The first thing I want to ask you is what comes to mind when you think of religion? What I assume most people would think of is they think of types of religion such as Lutheranism, Christianity, Catholicism, religions like that. A lot of people may think of such religions as Christianity, which is what I am part of, and they may think that it's just about God, that it's just that God made the earth and that God's really the only important figure. But there's also Jesus and his sacrifice on the cross, which is also probably the biggest part of religion. So with that said, today I will be speaking about my personal symbol, which is the cross. This resembles the cross that Jesus was sacrificed on for the sins of the world in the context of Christianity. For me, I choose this symbol as my personal symbol because religion itself is something that just interconnects in every part of my life, whether it be academics, whether it be athletics, whether it just be personal life with relationships and just, character of myself. Religion is definitely in every part of my life. So, with that said, today I will be discussing more into why the cross resembles parts of my life, as well as what the cross resembles in terms of religion itself. So, the first point that the cross makes is a point of faith. This faith is resembled in religion by the faith that Jesus lived with his life, even in his moments up to death, and just before that, his entire kind of mission as what is known as the Messiah, or kind of the Holy One, the one that's been waited on for so many generations, is that he lived a life of good faith. He helped others, he was loving to others, especially, those that were viewed as lower in society. He showed, if anything, more love to those people because they needed it, whether that was the poor, the needy, people who were just so guilty of so many bad things. Jesus wanted to help these people, and by dedicating his life to doing so, resembles faith. Jesus, as I mentioned, was sacrificed on the cross, and even up until that moment, he followed along with the plan that his Father had for him. And this resembles faith because even though Jesus had every possibility of getting out of being crucified, but because it was happening and he knew that this was his purpose, he stayed dedicated to it, and that also shows faith. For me in my own life, faith resembles a lot of the same characteristics that Jesus had, whether that's trusting God, which is a reflection of faith, giving control of situations. Like I give, mentally, I just try to give control of academics, athletics, things that aren't always in my control. I give that up to God to control, to let him put his plan into action. That's another sign of faith. The second thing that the cross resembles for me is character. For me, that is, again, building trust, building that faith. That's something that I'm always working on, and that's a character trait. It's also about spreading the news of the Bible. Now, this isn't to say that everyone should be a pastor, so to speak, but everyone, if they can read the Bible, they can help others to understand the Bible and to understand, the qualities that Jesus had that we should also try to have, such as loving others, not judging others, helping those in need, moral values, kind of like that. And with Jesus, the cross showed all of these things as well, because Jesus' whole life, his mission, he did all of these things. He showed love, he showed care, he showed understanding, he showed patience, he showed forgiveness, lots of forgiveness for even people that really treated him like scum, treated him like he was totally wrong for ever saying he was the Messiah, but he understood that people have their opinions and he just went on about things in his own way and just still showed all amazing qualities of a good, characteristic human being. The third thing that the cross reflects for me in my life is a sense of being provided for. Because as we saw with Jesus, as he was able to be on his mission in his life, he still, had food to eat every day. He still had people, his disciples to connect with, to build community with. And he still had the Holy Spirit to help guide him. The Spirit is a part of God. It's like kind of the Spirit that he can send to even us now. Because of what Jesus did, even people like us can receive the Holy Spirit. So for me, I feel provided for physically, mentally, and spiritually. Physically, I'm given shelter, I'm given clothing, I'm given food. And even though some of those things you may think, oh, well, you work for money for that food, but a job isn't always guaranteed. Food isn't always guaranteed. Nothing we really have is guaranteed, nor even are we even always worthy of it. But, God still provides for us so that we have our basic needs so we can eventually turn and work to be better humans without having to worry about just getting our simple needs. Mentally, I'm provided for with just knowing that, God has a higher plan. When I'm feeling down, feeling defeated, I can just know that, God can turn any situation around and he can just elevate it and make it so much better. Whether that's in an instant or in, a few months' time. Sometimes things take time to change, and God's always there to just help me embrace that change. And spiritually, like I mentioned earlier with the Holy Spirit, even someone like me, if I can just accept religion, accept that, Jesus died for me, that I'm provided for, that I'm loved, the Holy Spirit comes in and acts almost like a subconscious, or, that little voice in your head that you might hear when, you might not be doing something good, or you're trying to pick between two different things. It's kind of that voice in your head that guides you to the path that you should take because it's better for you. So, with all of these things said, I've gone over what my personal symbol was, which was the cross. It resembles the cross that Jesus was crucified on. But in my life, it's my personal symbol because it reflects things such as faith, character, and a feeling of being provided for. To finish, I wanted to let, the audience know that by no means am I trying to boast in a sense that, I'm so good with my morals and things like that because, I know about Jesus. I'm just as broken as any other person you would meet on the street. I have moments where I'm angry, I'm not patient, I'm constantly questioning what it is I'm doing, am I on the right path? While I do give trust to God at times, there's definitely times too where I'm just thinking to myself, where are you? What am I doing? So I'm just as broken as any person you'll meet. So what I want this speech to resemble is that God and Jesus are powerful. They can turn any situation around. And for me, being a Christian, I have definitely learned that even with all the hard sort of rules that people may associate with religion, trying to be more loving, caring, in the world we live in, that's definitely hard to do. But I would say, as a Christian, since I have experienced it, I've been in religion my whole life, it definitely is worth it. So I will finish with that. Thank you very much.